You got, hey, do you have any water?
No, I don't.
Okay. I'm just feeling a little thirsty. I think I might be going through puberty.
Oh, okay. All right.
I have some water here, but I'm worried I'm going to run out mid-episode.
Yeah, no, I can't. I don't drink water during this because I'm sitting in a closet.
Oh, well, right. I mean, I don't drink water during it either, but just really recently I've been so thirsty.
Yeah.
Like, for water for some reason.
Yeah, isn't it near your birthday, your 13th birthday?
Oh, that might be it. It is near my 13th.
That's when kids usually get very thirsty.
Oh, I didn't realize it. That's totally true. Yeah, because it is close to my 13th birthday. The 13th year, if you would.
Roll credits.
Roll credits. Ding.
All right. So we just watched minutes ago, merely moments. We just watched the 13th year.
Finalized watching.
Yeah.
Got the final version on watching the 13th year.
What does that mean? Got the final version on watching.
Well, it's like a business sort of thing. Like, oh, can you send me the final version of those documents and stuff like that?
Right, but what does the final version on watching mean?
It means like we finished watching.
Okay.
It's just like a business lingo. Sorry, I've been like.
I forget that you're industry now.
Yeah,
I always forget that you're industry and you're not like cool indie like I am, you know.
Well, industry does have indie in it, so I don't know where you're going with that one.
It doesn't. It's just ind.
Well, we shorten it in the industry. We shorten it indie.
You shorten industry to indie.
Yeah, that's why it's called the Indie 500. It's actually just.
I could totally see some company actually trying to do that.
We're all indie professionals. So the 13th year happened. It did.
It did. We watched the movie.
Do you wanna read the synopsis of it, or I can pull it up too?
I read it last time, so why don't you do it?
Yeah, we'll take turns on it. All right. 13th year. As a boy, Chez Starbucker approaches adolescence. He grows scales and fins, communicates with fish, and breathes underwater.
That's accurate.
That's accurate. He doesn't communicate with fish, though. He just.
No, he does.
Oh, he totally does. I forgot. He totally does. He tells a fish to jump out of water.
Yeah, he tells a fish to kill itself, and it totally just does it.
And it does it. As if lemmings.
What did you think of this movie? Just to give some thoughts on it.
It wasn't the worst, other than the acting for almost every single character.
Oh boy, was the acting amazing. Wow.
Oh my god, it was so good. It was breathtaking. It was awe-inspiring. And most of all, it was the worst acting of any DCOM. And that's saying a lot.
No, this was like bottom of the barrel. I don't even know how they found actors this bad to make a movie with them.
Imagine if you wrote a script where all of the characters, instead of like acting out their parts, they said what they were thinking.
Yeah.
Like their intention and stuff like that. But then you got actors who didn't know how to read in the first place, and you fed them their lines through images that kind of convey what they're trying to say. And you get stuff like, "Are you hanging out with that nerd?"
That's pretty accurate. They do that thing that like bad child actors do, where they don't have a rhythm to the way they're speaking, so they just sort of talk really fast.
Exactly. Yeah, and without any sort of intention or understanding.
Right, they're just going through the motions. It's like it's like when foreign people sing English songs, and you can tell that they know how to say it and what to say, but they don't know what it means at all.
Or similarly, somebody trying to sing the non-chorus lines of Despacito.
Despacito. Yeah, this whole movie was like watching some like 13-year-old boys.
Yeah, my good friend Todd.
Yeah, it's like watching your friend Todd sing Despacito, where he knows the Despacito part, and he half knows the rest.
He knows that the rest of it is in a language.
Yeah, he knows it's in Spanish. He doesn't know Spanish.
No. So the movie starts off with this scene where there's this mermaid like swimming and carrying a baby around.
Yeah, there's like a guy on a boat.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like a fisherman.
Right. He's a fisherman. He catches sight of the mermaid and he's like, ooh-wee, that's a fish. And so he starts to chase after the mermaid. So the mermaid places the baby that she's holding into, I guess, the fish catcher area of a boat. Basically,
she places it onto a different boat.
Yeah.
So that she can fuck with this fisherman.
Mm-hmm. And I guess come back to the baby later was her idea.
Yeah, because she's not just going to drop the baby to the bottom of the ocean.
Right.
I guess.
That makes sense, yeah.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't actually make sense because it's a mermaid baby. It's clearly supposed to be her baby. So
right.
Why wouldn't she be able to put it in the ocean?
Yeah, that's a really good point, actually. Because it was birthed from her hips. And therefore...
Well, no. It came out of an egg.
Was this canonical?
No, I'm just saying that...
A fish would come out of egg.
Yeah.
Well, wait. Well, that's a good question. Mermaids don't really have the hardware in order to create a baby, right?
No? It depends on the...
Like, where... Okay, here, I'll ask this question. It's really simple. Where do mermaid babies come from, physically, on the body? The belly button?
Pelicans.
Pelicans.
The pelican comes by, and he drops off the baby from his gaping mouth.
And that's why you have to wait until you're 13 to have be able to go back underwater.
Yeah,
because it comes
exactly.
from the pelican. So the mermaid leaves the baby in the boat and starts running away and running around from the fisherman. And the fisherman says, like, well, if I didn't know any better, I'd say this fish is half human. Which is funny because that fish is half human, and that's funny.
That's awful.
I know. So then later there's like a couple who's out on a boat. I guess they're married probably. And they hear this baby crying noise and they're like, huh?
Yeah. They're driving the boat the mermaid put the baby in.
Right. And they don't, I guess, think it's a baby right at first. They're like, oh, it's the engine. But it's like very obviously a baby crying noise, which like the human ear has evolved to pick out of like a loud
they're like,
environment.
You're on a boat with your wife, driving in the middle of the ocean. If you heard a baby cry, your first instinct wouldn't be, oh, clearly there's a human baby somewhere. Because that doesn't make any logical sense.
But it's not like all of a sudden their boat gained a baby. They weren't on the boat when the mermaid put the baby on it.
Yes, they were.
They weren't on the boat when the mermaid put the baby on it. So they
yes,
got
they were.
on the boat, drove out, then the baby started crying, and they were like, huh.
No, because they were driving back.
Right, so they had gone out somewhere, and they were driving back across the pier probably.
But they weren't shown getting in the boat.
No, but they weren't shown on the boat until they weren't shown on the boat until they were on the boat in the next scene. Like, she put it in the boat and in a wider shot showing the mermaid. They weren't on the boat.
But okay, everything you just said doesn't refute the point that if you're on a boat in the middle of the sea, you wouldn't expect there to be a baby on your boat.
You're right, it doesn't at all. So they're like looking at the baby, and the mom says, "Can we keep him?" And so they do.
Yeah, so they just keep this ocean baby.
Ocean baby.
Continue.
And so 13 years pass.
No, with the song.
Oh, the song. Take me by the fin. Lead me to your parents who have a tour boat. Which is what they're on in the next scene.
Yeah.
Because their mom and dad are like...
There's a time skip.
Mm-hmm.
It's 13 years later.
Uh-huh. And then...
they're on their boat, Tiki 2.
Tiki 2. Because the first one...
sank in a tragic accident that killed this man's first wife. Oh, and the dad is played by Uncle Joey from Full House.
Mm-hmm.
And he's very underutilized in this movie. He's acting very poorly.
I agree. It's almost tragic A lot of this movie is tragic.
I wouldn't describe it as tragic.
Okay.
I don't think it's that, like,
Well, it's tragic because I had such high expectations for this movie titled The 13th Year.
Did you really?
Yeah,
what did you actually think was going to happen in this movie?
So, well, I didn't have any expectations for what was going to happen, but, like, I had high expectations for this movie because it's literally about teens, and all DCOMs are, like, the teens
Well, wait,
movies.
did you have high expectations or did you have no expectation?
I had no expectations for the story, but I had high expectations for the delivery of the movie.
Haven't we watched enough of these now that you know that's not how these work?
Well, I just figured that
these movies are all premise, Evan.
I just figured that's a good sentence. I just figured like it's, you know, all of these DCOMs have been generally about teens, save for You Lucky Dog.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought that the movie that was like teaching teens how to teens.
Well, okay, let's be fair. He's not a teen. He's a tween.
He's a tween.
This is a tween-age, coming-of-age movie.
So they're on the Tiki 2, and and it starts to sort of malfunction and break down.
Yeah, it never comes back, and it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, nothing at all.
But Cody's late for his swim meet.
Right, because of the broken boat, and so
right.
it's an important swim meet because it's the qualifying meet for the championship, and so
for the state championship specifically, it's not that big.
Right,
it's
right.
Just
it's just
state.
sort of the state. Like it's not like it's like an Olympic.
It's
sort
qualifying
of style.
for something that is more of a qualifier. It's like the pre-semifinals.
Right. So he almost misses his event, but he gets there at the last minute, and he gets up on the starting block, and
he's stripping.
He's stripping
because he's got all his clothes on.
Mm-hmm. And so he gets all his clothes off, but what does he still have when he's on the block?
He's got those Tims.
He's got those Tims.
Cody's got the Tims.
Cody's hitting
dead
us.
ass.
He is flexing on us and the haters with those Tims. He's like standing on the block and like for some reason doesn't realize that he still has his like very large
his
clunky
big
shoes.
Tims.
Yeah, his huge Tims. So he takes them off and
the coach yells, "Your shoes, son!"
That's right.
And Cody goes, "Oh yeah, right." And he takes his shoes off, and he gets second place because he always gets second place. That's part of the sort of character is he's a second place kind of guy.
Right. Always second place to the bully. This one same kid.
What is the bully's name?
I didn't pick up on it.
I didn't pick up on his name either.
It was like,
and whenever I hear a character's name, I write it down.
Me too. For like a large portion of this notes, the girlfriend is just called the girlfriend. Her name's Sam.
Her name is it Sam?
Mm-hmm. But I wrote
thought it was
girlfriend.
Sarah.
Is it Sarah? Okay. The
yeah,
jury's
it's
still
Sarah.
out on that one.
Because I have Sam and Sarah written here.
I'm pretty sure it's Sam. Because there was a scene where they were yelling. Maybe Sarah's a nickname.
It's Sam. I just looked it up.
So yeah, basically, this movie does really bad. Like in a movie where like usually they're like first time a character's there, they go, "Yo, Sam, what is up?" and give him a high five like you do.
Right, but it's more realistic this way.
It's much
more realistic. It doesn't hold your hand. It shows you a real world.
Yeah, it's
where everybody can't act.
And everybody turns into mermaids at 13. I guess only one person.
Only one person does that.
Very realistic.
Very realistic. Just like the real world, where only Evan did that.
Right. And so he got second, but the team still won, so they get to go to the finals. And while they're celebrating, there's a kid with a tuba that just sort of meanders into the pool and falls in.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and so Cody hops in and he saves him. The next day, I guess it's the same day?
Yeah, so they're going home after the swim meet.
Yeah.
Cody and Sam. And in a miraculous turn of events, these characters are already dating before this movie even started. So they're holding hands there.
But it's not clear that they're...
It's wild.
it seems as if they're more like interested in each other, but like Cody calls her his girlfriend.
Right. So to be fair, it doesn't read quite that well because I thought they were brother and sister. And I asked you guys while we were watching because his parents come by in their minivan. They're like, "Hey, come on, get in." And she's like, "I'll just walk home." And they're like, "Oh, really? That's weird." But like, why would that be weird? Why would the parents think that was weird if she wasn't their kid? So I just assumed.
Because also another thing is that the bully, I guess not the bully, but the jerk guy,
he's kind of the bully, the guy who got first place.
The guy who got first place. He like asks the girl who we thought was the sister. He asks the girl like, you wanna walk home with me or come home with me? Like, can I drop you off at home? And she goes, "Oh no." So it's as if like he's trying to get the girl. So
right.
It makes it even seem more like it's a sister because it's not immediately obvious.
No, it looked like the default was her walking home with him.
So there's a scene where the guy from the beginning, the fisherman from the beginning, gets out of his boat and he gets made fun of for thinking there was a mermaid. But he's still at it. 13
by that
years
guy
later.
from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Right. And when he gets home, his son is the tuba boy who fell in the water.
Yeah, his son is the nerdy little tuba boy. His name's Jess. Jess is sort of the Dylan of this movie. He makes a lot of pop culture references and asks people to beat him up.
Yeah, it's at one point in the movie he's like, "Well, who's gonna beat me up?"
Yeah, he's definitely got like a weird thing about that, a complex of some sort.
And so then the next day at school, things are really going well for Cody, and then he gets to science class, and they announce lab partners, and Cody's lab partner is the tuba kid.
It's Jess.
He knows a lot about marine biology.
Yeah, because his dad is a fisherman.
Right. And all throughout the time that like tuba kid Jess is explaining to Cody like all these things he knows about marine biology, Cody's just like lapping up a bunch of water.
Yeah, he's at a water fountain drinking the whole time.
Yeah, and then tuba kid's like, "What do you keep drinking for?" And he's like, "So what? I'm thirsty. I've been thirsty lately."
That's a great impression. You gotta go a little higher pitch. It's like, "So what? I've been thirsty. I've been really thirsty lately."
The next day is the birthday party for Cody.
It's his 13th birthday party.
13th. So it's the beginning, you might even say, of his 13th year.
Lucky
that's
number
not how
13.
That works. Isn't that at the end of his... Anyways, lucky number 13.
Oh, wait, you're right.
Yeah, because...
That would be the end of his 13th year.
Right.
And the start of his 14th.
Exactly. Because when you're born, it's the start of your first year. So it's the end of your 13th year. So this movie describes the beginning. Anyways.
This movie's title is the year before the movie takes place. This is like if I made a movie called The 21st Century and it took place in 1999.
Or like if I made a movie called The 6th Episode and we were recording this one, the 7th episode.
Yeah, that's the title of this one.
Yeah. So Cody at the party, he goes inside, and he drinks some more water, and his girlfriend comes in and gives Cody a picture of herself wrapped in gift wrap.
She gives him a framed photograph of just herself.
Just herself, like not even the two of them together.
What a
it's
fucking
just her.
Power move to go up to your significant other on their birthday and just give them a framed photograph of yourself. And it's not like, it's just like a normal picture of her. It's not like professionally done or anything even.
Right. It looks like a Polaroid that somebody would take like a party.
Yeah, no, she just wrapped it up. She put, maybe the gift is more the frame.
Yeah, she's like, look, you can put whatever picture you want in there.
And I know what picture you want to put in there. It's a picture of me.
It's a picture of me, and I guessed it already. But to add to it, she's like, "I have another gift for you. It's one you don't have to unwrap," and then closes her eyes and sticks her lips out.
Yeah, and Cody goes in to kiss her.
And then there's a spark. And
yeah, he zaps her.
And then she's like, "Oh, weird. Maybe next birthday."
Yeah, she's like, "We'll try again next year."
She's such a powerful woman, and I love her so much.
We stan.
We stan a queen.
I need you to come to my house and shoot me for saying that.
We stan?
Yeah.
All right. Get my car now. Vroom vroom. Then the party's over. It's the night after. It's the night of. And his parents are poking fun at him for being old now. And they throw him a gift with a book inside.
Yeah, they give him a gift. What was the book?
30,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Is that the right name of the book, or is it
20,000 Leagues?
20,000.
He gets the sequel, 30,000. It's way better.
It's so much better. He really did himself out on that one. It's like underground and stuff too. It's crazy. And so he reads it and goes to bed, and he has visions of this sea, just sort of.
Yeah, he has a wet dream.
Yep.
About his mom.
There's the bet on it.
There we go. I win.
They think, yep. I don't think I said that there was going to be a wet dream. I did say it was going to be a wet dream. You also said there was going to be a wet dream.
Yeah.
So we both won. We got that one.
They didn't say Seaman.
They didn't.
They didn't
once.
do anything with that, which was kind of.
But he did have a wet dream about his mom.
He had multiple.
He did have multiple wet dreams.
It keeps happening.
It's a recurring wet dream about his mom.
Yeah, he needs to go to a therapist or something about that.
And so his alarm goes off. He touches it, and it just gets shocked and starts buzzing around.
Yeah, he zaps it, and it's one of those awful overlay movie effects.
Yeah, where the electricity is frame by frame.
I think this was getting into digital editing age, so it looked very stock. It didn't look frame by frame at all.
It looked very bad, either way. And so he goes downstairs and he grabs a milk carton, and his hands are sticky now too.
His hands are sticky, almost exactly like the scene from Spider-Man 1, the Sam Raimi version. Even though this movie comes before it.
Right. But then later they reference the fact that he Spider-Man'd on the ceiling.
Yeah.
So it's super funny. It's so funny. So later that day he finds Jess, who's sticking his head under the water on the beach, and he's like, well, that's what social outcasts spend their day doing. And so then Jess starts talking about how interesting tide pools are, and he's like, look, they're really cool. Marine biology is actually cool. He does say the words, nerds don't have friends, they have hobbies.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, which then assumes that if you're not a nerd, you can't have a hobby.
Well, no, because you're spending too much time with your friends to have a hobby.
Right.
Which, to be very fair, is 100% true.
It's a scale. The more time you spend with friends, the less time you have on hobbies.
No, but I'm not even joking. For real, everyone I've ever met who didn't have a hobby just spent all their time hanging out with people.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you at any point have a hobby, that means you're a nerd.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. You're a nerd, and suck it, nerd. We're the cool jocks. We are the cool jocks. It's me and you.
Yeah, welcome to the Cool Jocks Disney Channel original movie podcast.
Yeah.
Where we bully you nerds for liking K-pop.
You like K-pop? Idiot. You suck a lot.
Watch High School Musical like a real cool jock.
Yeah, beat it, dweeb. Let's blow this popsicle stand, Duncan. Let's go.
Yeah, Jock wouldn't say that, Evan.
Blow this popsicle stand?
Yeah, Jock would not say, let's blow this popsicle stand.
Well, they do blow popsicle stands sometimes. I mean, they don't say it, but they do it. And so they shake on, I guess, teaching each other how to be cool and how to have hobbies. And then...
No, so their agreement is that Jess will do his biology work for him so that he doesn't fail, and Cody will teach Jess how to swim. Because Jess, for some reason, does not know how to swim, even though his dad's a fisherman and he lives on the coast.
I was going to talk about that later. I don't understand how that's possible. But when they're shaking hands, Jess sees Cody's scales on his hands.
Yeah, he's scale. He's got scale hands.
And he's like, oh. And I think that Jess kind of is like, well, that's weird.
You know what? I think he was like, that's weird.
That's kind of weird. If I like hugged somebody and felt like a really sharp, like, points on their back, as if they were turning into like a dorsal fin owner, I would be like, that's weird. Yeah, that's.
Would you say it to them?
No.
Because that's what Jess does. He like talks to him about it.
He does. Oh, that's right. He goes home and his mom tells him that they're having fish for dinner, which is hilarious because that's cannibalism, isn't it?
I guess.
I'm half
it's cannibalism.
baby and I want to eat a baby.
Well, but like you would eat a monkey baby.
I would actually not eat a monkey baby.
Yeah, no, that was probably a bad example. But like we're mammals, we'll eat a mammal.
Yeah.
I'll eat a chicken. Yeah. No, that was the one I shouldn't have said.
A raw chicken.
Cow. Cows are mammals, and we're mammals too.
Oh, right. I see what you're saying. You said, oh, got it. I didn't pick up on the. Yep. Biology. Apparently, I am Cody because I don't know.
No, yeah. Apparently,
biology.
you're getting fish brain.
I really am. Oh man, what if I can't play video games anymore because my hands are too slippery for the controller?
Well, then you have to cheat at competitive swimming.
Huh? I guess that's easy. So then the next day, Jess is like, well, we should probably start the project soon. We should hang out. And so they decide to go to Jess's house. But, weird. He lives in a weird place, and his dad is weird.
He lives on the dock.
He tries to make a joke where he's like, oh, no, this is our vacation house.
No, he says our summer home is in repair right now, so we're just living here.
Right. Which is how summer homes work. If it's not the summer, you don't live in the summer home.
Well, it's summer in this movie.
Right, but it's also during school, and I thought the idea of a summer home was like you do it when you're not in school, right? I guess.
Well, yeah, but I think summer homes are mostly owned by adults who don't go to school.
Yeah, and usually don't have children.
Yeah.
Or have gotten rid of their children one way or another, maybe by dropping it off in a boat, unattended.
Yeah, the mermom, she's over in her summer house.
Her summer house is Atlantis.
The whole city?
Yep. She's actually the queen.
Wow.
Yeah. We stan a queen. A second queen. Oh my god. Okay. So like Jess's dad, I don't remember his name. He's asking Cody about Cody's parents and like if they had seen a mermaid and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's let me find it. He specifically says, "Your parents ever see anything that defies belief?" Because his parents are tour guides for the ocean.
Yeah, for the ocean, the whole one.
Yeah, and this guy has become obsessed with mermaids since he saw Cody's mom 13 years ago.
Not cool, man. And so.
Oh, by the way, I just looked this up.
Uh-huh.
His name is Big John Wheatley.
Big John
That's
Wheatley.
The character's name. Big John Wheatley.
Big John Wheatley. So Cody and Jess are working on the project, and they get an A on it. And it's a big, good thing because Cody has never gotten an A in his life. He keeps getting Fs.
Well, in biology.
F's for fish. Fish boy.
Fish, yeah, from his teacher. She gives him a paper that says fish. For fish brain. His teacher abuses him. It's a weird part of the movie.
See, it's a really strange part of the movie. It made me feel weird about like all the choices that they made for it.
It was weird there was a laugh track just for when she did that, and not the rest of the movie.
Yeah, it was weird that it like freeze framed on his face and sort of like played it like 4 times over and then a couple times in reverse to make it sound like his teacher said, "I hate you, Cody." Sort of like in a
Yeah,
YouTube
it was
group.
weird that this was only like 4 minutes long and on YouTube, and it had YTP in front of it.
Yeah, I don't know what YTP stands for. Maybe you gotta try
Year
this.
13th
Oh, that's a good one.
movie.
Year 13. Put
Full
Locker.
movie, spelled with a PH.
Full movie. But yeah, so they get an A together, and it's really exciting. And then Cody Cody drinks the water, and there's a huge line behind him. He was drinking water for such a long time.
He's just drinking and drinking.
He's got so much water. He's drinking so much water. He loves water.
He loves drinking water. You know, like a fish does. How fish drink water all the time.
Fish cannot survive unless they drink a lot of water. It's all about
Yeah.
getting that urine to generate.
Do fish even drink water?
No, I mean they filter feed, and I think they get some of their required water nutrients through that. But I don't think they need to drink. Like, can you imagine a fish going, "Time for me to drink"? Like, wait a second. We drink air.
No, we don't.
Well, we breathe air, but
Yeah, that's breathing. That's not drinking.
so do fish breathe water? They have gills. The gills just filter out
they
the
breathe water.
oxygen in the water.
I'm looking it up. Saltwater fish drink. Freshwater fish do not.
I guess saltwater fish are just much angrier.
I guess okay.
Salty.
Why would they be
Salty.
angrier?
Salty's like another word for angry.
Oh. Well, no, they're actually the same amount of salty. But the freshwater fish doesn't. This doesn't matter. Who cares? Look this up on your own. Who gives a shit?
One person right now is like, damn it. It's my one time to learn
I
something
almost figured
this
out the
week."
secrets. You aren't going to catch us.
So his mom and dad are trying to figure out what's going on with Cody, because Cody's like being weird, but he's not sick. So
But he's sticky.
right, he's sticky. He's on the ceiling and stuff like that. They
He's
like
stuck
see
to the
him on the
ceiling.
ceiling.
Yeah.
But the moment that the dad is like, maybe we take him to a doctor, the mom's like, no doctors.
No doctors. No doctor's going to touch my baby boy.
Like an anti-vax woman.
Yeah. Very anti-doctor. Probably gives him like colloidal silver and stuff.
Yeah, in a baffling turn of events, because at no point during the movie has the mom been like, well, she did make that healthy food. How dare she?
She did. She made his birthday cake out of beets instead of sugar.
Mm-hmm. Which is how cooking works. Did you know that? You can just replace
That's a
sugar
thing.
with beets.
No, that's actually a thing.
Is it really?
Yeah, have you not have that before?
No.
Yeah, no, people do that to be healthy, and
Really?
it tastes. Yeah, it doesn't taste good.
No, I can't.
It makes it
imagine not.
sweeter, but it does make it taste like beets.
Huh. That's interesting that it actually still maintains sweet.
It's because there's so much sugar in beets.
Is there really?
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't know that. I thought they were just like, potatoes but bled.
No, have you ever had one?
No.
They're really sweet.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Huh. Weird. Yeah. I don't know how I've managed to never have a beet.
That's pretty crazy.
I'm like an adult and I haven't had a beet. But I have had.
What foods have you heard of a lot that you've never eaten?
There's a lot of them.
I want to hear some.
The rest of this episode will be those foods.
Sure, go ahead.
Asparagus, Brussels sprouts.
Wait. You've never had asparagus ever?
Green beans.
Dude, what the fuck? Did you just avoid every vegetable?
Yeah, I don't know how I
What
managed.
vegetables have you eaten?
Carrots. Potatoes.
Okay.
Onions.
Potatoes aren't a vegetable.
Peppers.
Okay, pepper's a fruit.
Pepper's a fruit.
Getting real semantic, yeah.
Tomatoes, also a fruit, apparently.
Yeah.
Lettuce.
So wait. You've never had an asparagus.
No.
What do you think asparagus tastes like?
Bad pee. Smelly urine. That's what I know it tastes like.
What else have you not had?
Oh man, dude, there's so peas.
Have you had zucchini?
I have had zucchini.
Okay. Cucumber.
May or may not be in the form of zucchini bread. Yes, I've had cucumber.
Okay. Good.
Oh,
anything
pumpkin.
anything that's not a vegetable?
Yeah. Blueberries.
You've never had a blueberry? Wait, really?
Uh-huh.
What?
All I know about them is that they're blue on the outside and random color on the inside.
Sort of mystery flavored.
There's a lot of foods like that.
Have you had a banana?
Yeah, I had a lot of bananas when I was a
Dude,
kid.
you should try a blueberry. They're really good.
I hear. Grapes. I also
You'd
had a
really
grape.
like them. Apple?
Apple I have had in the form of apple slices. And
Well, that's just an apple. You just cut it up. It's the same thing.
I have had. Oh, you know what else I haven't had?
What?
Bad chocolate.
Oh,
I've had good chocolate.
I get it. Because it's all good.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
It's sort of that like I'd never date an ugly girl. Why? Because I don't believe they exist.
Exactly.
Bad chocolate. Okay. Have you had a strawberry?
Yes, I did not.
Blackberry.
Blackberry, no. Raspberry, no. Raspberry,
Wow.
maybe one, but I didn't like it. Like as a
You
kid,
had one once.
I know. As a kid, here's what happened. Okay, as a kid, I was like, "Ew, vegetables, fruits. Everybody hates those, and I know that everybody hates those." And then here's me, as like a growing up kid. Ew, gross vegetables and fruits. I still don't like them, except bananas. I can chill with. So
It's the one fruit.
So what? As a kid, the only thing I would eat is, I still didn't like it a lot, but I still would eat it. I think it was about the texture because I could still have like smoothies of fruits, and that's how I have had like mango, pineapple.
Wait, you've
stuff
never
like
eaten
that.
pineapple?
I have eaten pineapple.
Okay.
But like the first time I had pineapple was in a smoothie. So
Jesus Christ. Okay.
I know. I know.
Wow.
Trust me, I know. It's a secret I've lived with for years. I also don't know how to ride a bicycle.
Oh, I don't know how to ride a bike either.
Oh, phew. I'm not in solidarity. I'm glad.
Dude, I didn't know how to tie my shoes until I was like 15.
No way, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always had those Velcro ones.
Oh god, dude, we're fucked.
Yeah, we're fucked.
We barely count as people, huh?
Yeah, the requirements. Yeah, Duncan, what's a thing that disqualifies you from being a person? Like my fruit shenanigans, my fruit crimes.
It's hard to just think of it off the top of your head. Have you ever fired a gun, a firearm?
No.
Beat you there.
Congratulations.
Thanks. Yeah. See,
You're
I could beat
human
you
now.
in combat.
Yeah.
I'm winning this fight.
Yeah, this fight of being human or unhuman. Here's a good question. How many
Okay.
animes have you watched?
Yeah, okay. A lot.
Yeah, I'm sitting at
Many more than you.
Yeah, I'm sitting at 2 all the way through. One kind of, and a lot of ones where I've watched one episode.
All right. Here's the big one.
Okay,
How many times have you watched The Office?
1.
Okay, wow. 3.5? 2.5.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know what this means. Does it mean you're a greater and higher, more IQ-based human, or?
No, it means I'm more normie and basic.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, and I watched it when I was like 12 or 13, so I don't even remember most of it. So somebody will make like an Office reference. They'll be like, parkour. And I'll be like, haha, yeah, parkour's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Haha, yeah. Or like, they'll be like, no, God, no. And I'll be like, oh, you're so upset. And they'll go, oh, that's an Office thing. Ah.
Oh, man. So the I guess that makes you the mermaid.
Yeah, I guess it does.
There's the joke again where he drinks the water.
I'm out of water, man. I'm so thirsty.
Everybody's clapping. Everybody's clapping.
I'm not doing that again. of The Mermaid Man,
and Barnacle Boy.
and Barnacle Boy, there was no. You know what's weird about this movie is there was no Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy references.
There was a Little Mermaid reference.
There was a Little Mermaid reference where he goes, Ariel can't do this, and then buzzes his hands together.
Yeah, he says Ariel can't do this, and then he like Chinese finger traps some arc lightning between his fingers.
Which, you're right, Ariel can do that, and that's something that they actually do explain. Like earlier in the movie, he was doing electricity stuff, and I was like, that's inexplainable. Why would a mermaid be able to do electricity stuff? He's like a water person.
Because it's like electric eels, those things
eels.
that exist like that.
Yeah, the electric
They can
eels.
shoot electricity out of them.
And presumably the sticky hands are because of octopus.
Electric eels are one of those things as a kid that you would always hear about that aren't really a thing.
Yeah, like in cartoons,
like
it was
Anvils.
always... Yes! Yeah.
And quicksand is like that, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because in cartoons you'd see, like, the punchline of the joke was always, you know, either a eel, a anvil, or quicksand.
Yeah.
No other...
And there's stuff that, like, they exist, but never in any context where you would ever find one as a normal person living in America.
Can you imagine, like, not ever watching those, and you go into a blacksmith shop, and you're like, what's that?
And you're like, oh God, why am I falling so quickly? It's just sand. Why are these snakes attacking me with electricity?
Ow, ow, these hurt so much.
Ow.
And so the doctor, so they go to the doctor. They end up going to the doctor, and the doctor is like, you got puberty.
Yeah.
He diagnoses
so
him.
they call him in.
Yeah.
They call the doctor to the house after he's like stuck to the ceiling and shit. And the doctor diagnoses him with puberty.
Puberty.
Which is, I don't think doctors
do that. No, they don't. They don't go.
It's, you just got puberty. I diagnose you with puberty.
Yeah, the tests are in. And so he's telling Jess the next day, and Jess is like, "You're climbing walls. That's not puberty."
He just says, "I haven't hit puberty yet."
Right? Yeah, he does. I haven't hit puberty yet, so I'm not an expert on it. But I don't think that's how that works. So there's like a whole section here where they're doing a bunch of tests on it. And
yeah, they do tests on him, which means that they just sort of like fuck around with his powers in a montage.
Right.
Where he gets a fish to kill itself.
Mm-hmm. In a really funny way. It was very funny.
In a really funny way.
Because he just goes, jump, and it just flies out.
It just flies out right into his hands. How do you think they did that? Do you think they just had that fish on a string and just yanked it out of the water?
I was about to say, they like inhumanly like took the fish and tied like an invisible string around it, let it swim around some, and then we're like, all right, now the second that this actor says, the second that Starbuck says
that Chez
Starbuck says jump, yank it, and they did it. And
yeah, there's a guy standing behind them with a fishing rod.
You can actually see his foot in one shot.
You can see the bobber.
Here's a little.
You can see the bobber actually.
Here's this little movie trivia for you. Did you know DCOM?
They actually had the boom mic guy just tie like a fishing line with a hook around it around the boom mic.
Yeah, and then he pulled the boom mic up.
He pulled the boom mic really high.
Trust me, I was on set. My dad works for Disney.
My dad was on set.
And so you know, Jess is like looking at pictures of mermaids, and his dad catches him looking at pictures of mermaids, and so he's like, well, let me tell you a story about this mermaid. And he tells him about the mermaid in the photo that he's holding, and he's like, but that's not a mermaid, it's a scuba diver. So,
yeah,
like,
he's like making fun of some Swedish guy,
right? But
who does the same thing he does.
Exactly.
So then the next day, he tells Cody that he thinks he's a mermaid.
And Cody's like, no.
Yeah, Cody says no, and then he goes to his parents and asks to meet his birth parents because he knows he's adopted. But they sort of just tell him that he was found on a boat.
And they seem to really think that it's puberty and not some freak sort of thing. Even though they themselves, presumably, went through puberty also, and knew that when water gets on you during puberty, you don't turn into a fish. Unless you're me right now.
Unless you're Evan,
unless you're
yeah.
me.
Can't never eaten a blueberry. If you don't eat a blueberry before you turn 13, you turn into a fish person.
Well, you don't eat a blueberry before you turn 13. You turn into that girl from Willy Wonka.
From Willy Wonka?
Yeah, from Willy Wonka. So
he dunks his hands in the water to prove to them that he's a merman, and his hands get all scaly and they like freak the fuck out.
Mm-hmm. So then his parents are telling him where they found him, and they're like, and it just happened this way.
Yeah, and they're like, you have to avoid the water.
Right. And so that
or
means...
the government will kill you.
And so that means no swim team.
Yeah.
And so he's really sad later that night. He's like looking at his fish. He tries some of the food. He doesn't like it.
Yeah, it's a really funny scene where he eats the gross fish food.
To be fair, it really did set us up to think that he was going to really like it, and then totally dash our expectations when he hated it.
Yeah.
And then there's more wet dreams. And then
no. He just goes out to the ocean to swim. There's no dream.
There's three wet dream sequences. This one, he wakes up in the morning, his parents are whispering, arguing about what to do with him.
Oh, that's right.
Then he goes out to the sea, and then later he does just appear there. Like he goes to bed, but then he's there. It's really confusing, because it sets up for us to expect that these are dreams and not that they're real, and then later it just shows them without prefacing that they're not dreams. Anyways,
yeah.
So he's out to the sea, and he jumps in the water to the buoy because I guess he feels like he needs to do that, and it's the mom maid. The mom maid's there.
The mom maid.
Mm-hmm. Mermom, mom maid. I guess mermom probably sounds better.
Mom maid.
Mermom maid.
Isn't every mom just a mom maid?
Got him. Give me a high five for that misogyny. Yes.
It's not misogyny. It's specifically mothers. Women without children are fine.
So it's
but if you have a kid, fuck off.
It's momsogyny.
Momsogyny. Mermomaidsogyny.
Mommaidsogyny.
Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia too. Mamma Mia.
Zooey mama.
Zooey Mamma Mia. Mom maid. Mermomaidsogyny. Jesus Christ. And so he's floating in the water, but he's not getting super scaly. So he's like, guess I'm getting better. And then he swims down to the bottom of the ocean, and then swims back up, and he goes flying out, just like a mermaid.
Yeah, just like a mermaid would do, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then he washes up on the shore?
Yeah. And so his girlfriend comes out. This is Sam.
She sort of finds him dying on the beach.
Right. And she's like, "Can I sit down with you?" I think we're skipping ahead a little bit, but the same sort of story points happen, like a second time over. But this is the one where he's just sitting out, and she's like, "Can I sit with you?" And he goes, "No."
No, this is the only time that happens.
No, because later he's like starting to actually grow his feet fins. Oh my God, there's so much of this movie left, Duncan. There's so much of this movie left.
We can just not say everything that happens in the movie.
Yeah, we can skip.
We don't have to like say stuff and then say the next thing without saying anything. We can just say what we find interesting.
Right. Anyways, later he's in a race after his parents ground him because he can't go to swim meet.
Yeah, so he like escapes.
Mm-hmm. And then he gets to the race, and Tuba Kid's like, "No, dudes, don't do it." But he still does anyways. He hops in the pool, and he wins the race.
He cheats.
Yeah, he cheats because he's
got fins.
Because
he has webbed hands.
Right.
He swims much. He doesn't need to breathe air anymore.
Right. So in every single regard, he's definitely cheating.
Oh, 100%. It's like if you entered a dolphin into a children's swimming competition.
Right. Well, first of all, if that happened, the children would be no longer interested in running their 25 freestyle. They would be interested.
You put them in after. They're under and they won't notice.
They come back and they're like, "Oh, it's a dolphin."
That guy's a dolphin.
So Cody like realizes that
he's in a fit of rage.
Yeah, he realizes
to cover up his cheating.
He uses his electrical powers and he shocks the entire pool and scoreboard.
Yeah, he kills 17 children.
But somehow
causes an electrical fire in the pool building.
Somehow it doesn't shock the pool, even though he's like touching the little pad that senses, and it sends it to the scoreboard, which makes sense.
Yeah, just directly through that. He has flawless control over his electricity.
Exactly.
Also, we skipped a part where the the coach was giving these kids a pep talk
Yep.
in this dark room that looks out into a pool of little girls swimming.
Yeah, it was so weird. And like, I was on a swim team, and I was a lifeguard for multiple years. And I can tell you, not once in every single pool that I went to or worked at did I see a underwater sort of penguin viewing area.
It is exactly like the penguin viewing area at the zoo.
It's so
weird. It is a small, empty, lightless concrete room with nothing in it.
Like, the weirdest part is that it's not even like they commandeered this set, because you can still see the bottom of the pool, and the bottom of the pool has the lane lines.
It's a different pool. It's like off on the other side, looking out at a pool that's outside. Or maybe into the ocean?
No, I think it's definitely looking into the same pool, but it's just like there's a lot of windows in the pool area.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure. I don't imagine it being a different pool, because it looked like there was people doing laps above. But it's really strange. Either way, it was very strange.
So he's like on the beach, like running away from his bully, I think, who's trying to get him for taking first place.
Right.
Because he just knows he cheated. Because this kid's never won anything in his life.
It's evident. It's very evident.
So he's on the beach, sort of hiding out from the bully, and he just gets this searing pain through his whole body, and his feet start to transform into individual flippers. So they rush him back home, where his family is, to, I don't know, give him Tylenol?
Yeah.
For his fish transformation? And as he's like writhing in pain, his girlfriend comes in to yell at him for running away from the swim meet. And she sees his disgusting, disfigured feet and passes out.
As you would. I mean, I would too.
I would.
I mean, I would
100%. If my boyfriend's feet were fucked up. So she passes out, and when she wakes back up, she's like super mad at him for being a mermaid.
Yeah.
She calls him a mermaid, and everybody like rolls their eyes and goes, "Merman."
Which, like, I appreciate, but it's hilarious. It's so funny because they're like,
it was a microaggression.
It was a microaggression. And so she storms out very upset after that, of course, as you do.
Yeah, she's like, you don't have a penis anymore because you're going to have a fish tail.
Right. Later, she does come back to apologize, and she's like, hey, listen, I don't know why you didn't tell me. And he's like, well, it's because I'm a mermaid, and that's a weird thing. And
yeah, he's like, kids make fun of me for wearing shorts.
Right. She apologizes, and then they kiss. And then they're walking out to shore. And then Cody's like, look, it's my birth mom.
Yeah, they see the mermom.
And Sam's like,
because she's ringing the buoy bell. Because this buoy bell sits out there and does not ring on its own unless a woman touches it.
Yes, yeah. Specifically,
I guess maybe it's like a tidal wave alarm.
It's a hand crank buoy.
Hand crank buoy.
I don't know what buoys tend to do.
They float out there. They're like markers, right?
Yeah.
And I think the bell's supposed to help you find them in the dark or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
But they should just ring naturally with the waves.
Yeah. And so right after this, something flies over top of Cody, and he wakes up on Jess's dad's boat.
Right, Jess's dad kidnaps him.
Yeah.
To use as bait to catch the other mermaid. Which doesn't make any sense.
No, not at all.
His goal is to capture a mermaid.
It's
So the first step in doing this plan is to capture a mermaid to use as bait to get the mermaid.
So we had to pause recording there for a second. It was a bit of a weather situation.
Yeah.
But we're back, and we're ready to, which is funny because water, rain.
Water? It's all water. And
it's
I'm
all
thirsty
water.
for more 13th year.
So we were talking about the climax of the movie when he gets captured.
When he gets kidnapped by Jess's dad, and he's on the boat being used as bait for the other mermaid.
Yeah, which is wild, because it's just like if they purposefully stole the eggs in Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Mr. Wheatley is like trying to drop this custom net that he built in order to catch the mermaid.
Yeah, a mermaid-sized net.
Right.
A non-dolphin safe net.
Yeah, absolutely. presumably if you were human, it would probably catch you too if it catches a mermaid, because mermaids are generally humanoid, right?
True. It could have a legs detector in it.
Right.
So he has the boy, is Cody, on his boat, and Cody's mom is like swimming up to him to try to save him because she thinks he's in danger.
Right.
And he's like yelling at her to go away, it's a trap, but she doesn't speak English. Clearly.
Right. So she, yeah. Later, it's shown that she's able to be telepathic with her communication.
Yeah, I don't know.
A little bit. It was a weird thing, but basically, she gets caught in the net, and Jess is like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. And so he jumps in with a knife.
Yeah, Jess puts a knife in between his teeth like Rambo, and he hops in.
I also want to clear something up. Is it Jez or Jess?
It's Jess.
Jess.
His name is not Jizz.
No, Jez is a different one. Because it's like, oh, what's up, Jez? Yeah, Jay-Z.
Is Jez a name?
I think so. It sounds like a name. If somebody's name was Chez Starbuck, I would be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Chez Starbuck. Jez and Chez.
Jez and Chez. The new. It's not Key and Peele.
No, it's more like Zeke and Luther.
Yeah, Jez and Pez.
Pez.
Chez and
Jez, Pez, Chez, and Chez.
Les.
And
Kez.
Les.
Nez.
Bez. So he's got the knife, and he cuts the mermaid out of the net, and she just drags him down to hell?
No, okay. So I think what happens is his leg gets caught in the net, and the net continues to go down, but the mermaid manages to escape.
Okay, because it looked to me like she was just pulling him straight down.
It did.
She's also moving down.
Right. There was one cutaway shot where it showed his leg tangled in the net, and that's it.
Okay. But I guess she's also in the net then.
She is, yeah.
So he did nothing. His heroic moment was completely pointless.
Which kind of is on brand, honestly, for him.
Very Dylan.
Very Dylan. Very Dylan.
Aurora Borealis.
So the mermaid ends up being able to get out and brings Jez to the shore, on the dock.
Yeah.
Well, I guess she brings Jez up to a height in which she can then pass Jez off to Cody.
Dad and Cody.
And then Dad and Cody, and then Dad and Cody. Sweet life of Dad and Cody.
Sweet life of Dad and Cody.
Yeah, take him to the dock.
Yeah, and he's like unconscious.
Mm-hmm. And so they're trying to resuscitate him. Cody's girlfriend kisses him. Yeah.
And then
she
Cody
kisses him.
She kisses the nerd. What
she
the
kisses
heck?
the nerd. Well, so she's trying to blow air into his lung.
Sure.
Like
that's
in a
what
life
she
way.
says. But she
That's
just
what
wants
she
a kiss
says.
that doesn't hurt. So at this point, Cody, in a last-ditch effort, zaps him. I have it written down here that he defishbulates him.
Defishbulates, God. Defishbulates.
Which wouldn't work if you drowned. That's for your heart stopping.
Yeah. And so
he zaps all the water out of his lungs.
it just turns into vape cloud.
He starts hacking up.
He starts hacking up a fat
cotton candy
cloud. Cotton candy.
It's fish-flavored vape.
Fish oil vape would be the worst.
Smoke your omega-3s.
Yeah. It's the fastest way to your roots.
So then everybody's happy. His dad finally loves him or whatever. Mm-hmm. And Cody's mom, his mermom, beckons him back to the sea.
And it's in this weird, kind of hilarious moment that Cody's adopted mom is like, she loves you. She wants you to join her. But she's going to bring you back at the school year, when the school year comes back in session.
Like, she's really against it. And then she just looks at her and goes, oh, she says she'll bring you back before the school year starts.
Yeah, which the default is not this birth mom comes back to this birth child's life 13 years later and is like, you're mine again. Then again, I don't think I don't think that the Griffins. I don't think that the Griffins went through the legal process to adopt, anyways. So
He's also not human, so
right.
you could kill him with very little legal repercussion. He's not human. He doesn't have rights, technically.
You're right.
He can't vote.
You're right. He can't vote. Well, he can't vote. He wouldn't have been able to vote if he was
He's
human anyways.
closer to a dog than a human. In legal terms.
In legal terms. Okay, physically,
he's more like a fish.
Physically, he's more like a
But
fish.
legally, he's like a dog.
And in our hearts, he's like a third animal.
But the thing is, how does she plan to bring him back for school when he now has a fishtail?
Right. Like, what's the strat there? What's the strategy?
He's got to go to fish school now, which is pretty funny joke, I think.
That is, I was about to say, that is a pretty funny joke. Maybe he is going to school. But
like, he's clearly just going to not be able to come back onto land.
Right, because he's now got permanent fins. Like, it's sort of shown that his fins aren't going to go away now, because that's what happens when you turn 13.
Yeah, so he goes into the water to see his mom, and then in this moment, he fully awakens as a merman, and he grows the full tail, and he does this huge Superman jump out of the water.
With, like, arms bent at the elbows.
Yeah,
and
like,
sort of
he's
strong
very
arm
clearly
pose.
pulling himself up.
Yeah. It's really funny.
And that's the end of the movie.
And then what happens? What happens next? What happens there?
Roll credits.
They
And
play
an amazing song.
Yeah, it is a great song. It doesn't even say, it says 13th year once in it, but it's very good. It's very
garbled to sound like it's underwater, I guess. Because it's a fish song.
Right. Because it's the fish singing about this boy. Maybe it's like a Hercules sort of situation, where these people are singing about, like, this prophecy that they've known for years.
The fish boy prophecy.
The fish boy prophecy.
Of course.
Yeah. When this fish boy would ascend on his 13th, or descend, I guess, on his 13th year.
Into the briny depths, yeah.
Into the briny depths of Davy Jones's.
Honestly, it's a lot like
locker.
Hercules. Because he's a mythological creature who has human parents who he quickly abandons.
And there's like a Meg sort of character here,
yeah,
but not nearly as like,
yeah,
in Jess. He doesn't invite Jess to become a waterman.
No, I guess Jess is more like the Phil. He's sort of like, I got 2 words for you, kid. Mermaid.
and I can definitely see Jess wearing, like, those silly, like,
the sandals, the Air Hercs.
Yeah, Air Hercs.
Oh yeah,
that's the one. That's the joke.
So what would you rate this film?
5 out of 10.
Okay, yeah, 6 out of 10.
Yeah,
it was okay.
Yeah,
So some good moments.
Yeah, it was. I think it was entertaining. It didn't feel very long. Like, it felt.
No, it was well paced, but the acting was so
The acting
god-awful.
was so bad. It was so bad. It's almost worth a watch just to hear Cody, Chez Starbucker say, "I'm thirsty. I've been thirsty recently.
I've been
I don't
thirsty."
know."
Or to hear him scream puberty.
Yeah.
Oh, what a great scene.
Yeah. Would you have any scenes that you'd improve?
I'd improve Sarah just overall as a character.
You've said Sarah. I think it's Sam, but I
You're
don't
right.
know.
Yeah, whatever. Make her name Sarah. First change.
So exactly the point. I agree.
But, like, in every scene, she's kind of just, like, generally attracted to him, and then he'll do something weird, and she'll get huffy and storm off.
Right.
And then that happens, like, 4 times.
Yeah. Bad lesson to teach.
Not even bad lesson to teach. I don't want to watch that in a movie 4 times.
Yeah. I think that they didn't need to show him drinking water so much.
I needed more of that, actually.
Can you imagine? Because on the first part, we get it.
He's thirsty. Like a
He's
fish.
thirsty. Like a fish. On the second part, that's not even how fish work.
Rule of threes, I say.
Rule of threes. And there was like 8.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Where he's just like at every chance. And maybe you could argue that it was world building because it wasn't like scenes where he was drinking. It was just like moments where he would be drinking.
There were a few scenes where he was just drinking.
There were a few scenes where he was just drinking. There was one where he was looking at like a faucet and he was like,
he was just smacking his lips. Like that scene in SpongeBob where they're dehydrated.
I need it. I need it. Or no, I don't need it.
Yeah.
I don't need it.
All right. So are you ready for the next film?
Yeah.
Do you want me to tell you what it is?
Yeah.
It's Smart House.
Is it Smart House?
Yeah, it's Smart House.
Yeah, I love Smart House. I love Smart House.
Hell yeah.
I love Smart House, dude.
Smart House.
It's such a good video to watch. And the best part about it is when you search Smart House, the first 2 results are the movie, and then the rest of them are like
a real thing.
Clip art images, yeah, of smart houses. Yeah.
Home automation. All right.
Internet of Things.
So I'm going to read you the synopsis, and then we're going to bet on it.
All right.
A boy tries to stop his father from dating by programming their computerized house to be a surrogate mother.
That's it.
That's
Isn't
it. Yeah.
That's it, huh?
That's what it's about.
That's what you're saying. Yeah, like that's all. There's nothing more to this movie.
Well, that's what it's about, but what happens in it? You got any bets?
All right. No, this one's hard to do bets for.
I have one.
Okay.
All right. Hear me out.
Okay.
Does the Smart House have a pussy?
How did I know that was going to be your...
Because I've been talking about this for months, and I don't know.
I know. No, the Smart House doesn't have a pussy. That's not how houses work.
No, but like it's his mom. It's like a surrogate mother so that his dad won't date other women.
Right.
So, if you're trying to prevent your dad from dating other women, you got to give the Smart House a pussy.
You just don't want a younger brother. Oh, I guess yeah. Because if you're a child and you're programming your own house, you just gotta like be like, all right, I'm going to force you, Dad, to be chaste. You can't do that.
No, you can't, because that'll do the opposite of what you want.
Right. Because Dad will be like, I gotta go find real women.
Exactly.
And then it'll be cheating and it's bad. I said no, and I'm sticking with my no.
I'm going to say yes, because I'm looking at this poster, and the boy in this is the right age to give a house a pussy.
If you give a house a pussy...
He's going to want some milk.
Are you saying that it's going to be shown on screen?
No, I'm saying that...
Conceptually.
Yes. The house will fulfill all of the father's needs.
Okay. I can't imagine the physicality of what a house pussy would look like. Right?
It's a sump pump.
But it's like a sump pump with like a gray fleshlight just like taped into it.
All right, you got one?
Yeah, what's the market value of the house?
Ooh, that's actually a good question. So this movie came out in 99.
99. Yeah.
I'm going to say 4 million. No.
Yeah, I was going
20 million.
I was going for like the 3.5 to 4 million range.
Okay, I'm going to say 20 million.
20 million. Do you think, I don't know if you know this or not. Do you think they're going to mention it in the movie?
I don't know, but I think they will because it's like a future house.
Yeah, I think they win it, if I remember correctly.
It's something like that.
So it probably is like, here's the price of the house.
Yeah. This movie was directed by LeVar Burton?
Wait, really?
Apparently.
Wait. Oh my god. You know, the person who is reading Rainbow?
And Geordie LaForge?
And also...
No, that's about
I'll
it.
pull up his Wikipedia.
No, that's it. I don't think he actually did anything else.
He was Charles Tank Smith. He was narrator and also himself. That's pretty cool.
I think that was in Reading Rainbow.
Yeah, yep. Yeah.
ヒットポイント回復するなら傷薬と宝玉で禁止大変な
I'm cooking. Making some potatoes. Yeah, I'm making fries.